Winning matters, but all wins aren't equal after week one, but win at all costs. Win against ranked teams, that matters more, which is another way of saying the strength or lack thereof of your schedule and your individual opponents matters. In a 12-game season, I have little patience for losers, and these rankings reflect that. Now, as you can see here, we've hidden my top 10 teams, which will be revealed in due time, dear viewer, and elaborated on, dear listener. But at number 25, I have Michigan State, right? Who only had a tailback rush for 264 yards and 4 TDs. And I got a lot more on them a little bit later on. At number 24, Rutgers. Yes, that's right. That Rutgers. They put 61 up on Temple. They had 5 turnovers in the game created. Like, between those two facts, I'm thinking Greg Schiano knows what he's doing in Piscataway. The P word. But, like, look, I'm here if you want to try to debate this, but I'm going to win, right? Look, Florida ain't played nobody. 35-14 against Florida Atlantic does not impress me, especially when your quarterback goes 17-27 for 113 with 2 picks and a TD. I don't care how good you are at running the football. It's Florida Atlantic. You're supposed to drop 70 on them. You are the University of Florida. Get out of my face. Auburn, I got something for you too. Crushing Akron 60-10 doesn't impress me. All right? It doesn't impress anybody. It's Akron. Who have you played? Like, you have more to show with a first-year head coach and Brian Harsin. Missouri beating a Jim McElwain-less Central Michigan 38-24 does not impress me, right? I mean, I can keep going through here. Tennessee rolling up Bowling Green does not impress me, all right? Like, any FBS team beating an FCS team does not impress me. That's what you paid for. You paid for that win, which is going to be fun when we talk about it. At number 23, I have North Carolina State. All they did was put up 500 yards of offense and 45 points on South Florida and give up 0, nada, nothing. You'll get nothing and like it, all right? Number 22, Kansas State. Deuce Vaughn, man. That dude's a monster. Like, I got a lot of mo on Kansas State, but Deuce Vaughn is holding it down for the Short Kings, and I love it. All right, number 21, I got Wisconsin. You lost to Penn State. You're lucky to be here. At number 20, I have Vatech. All they did was, upset the number 10 team in the country and cook Sam Howell like a plate of grits, all right? At number 19, I got Cincinnati. Okay, Cincy fans, y'all ain't played nobody. You ain't played nobody. What am I supposed to reward you for? Your defensive coordinator's at Notre Dame, all right? You got a lot of mo to show. Go beat Notre Dame and hope that they're undefeated when you do, and I will be your champion, okay? Like, 100%. I'm that dude that will be like Geoffrey Chaucer, touting you like Sir Ulrich von Liechtenstein if you get through that, because I'm a G5 dude at heart, but you got to earn it, baby. 1-0 ain't going to do it for me, all right? You're going to have to be there in November. All right, at number 18, I got Arizona State. It's a good football team. Pac-12 South is loaded, which we'll get to. Number 17, Coastal Carolina. They opened the season putting up 50. You know what I mean? Like, it's Jamie Chadwell. Them dudes know what they're doing. And after what we saw from Louisiana, probably looking at Coastal Carolina trying to go back and defend its Sun Belt championship. At number 16, I got Texas Christian, a.k.a. TCU. Zach Evans is a dude. I know what they have at quarterback, and that's a big one for me. And it's a Gary Patterson-led defense. I know they're going to cook somebody. And you know what? It might be Texas, who we'll talk about here in a little bit later. At number 15, I got Iowa State. I docked them because you were in a one-possession game with Northern Iowa. I don't care how good Northern Iowa is. You are supposed to be a top 10 team, and a top 10 team puts them away by at least 3 touchdowns, all right? Now, you got a big game coming up this weekend against another team that I'm very high on in the Iowa Hawkeyes, but you got a lot of mo you got to show. At number 15, we got Utah. Now, Utah, y'all got a big game coming up against another team I like in SC. Hold on. You got to do what Cincy does. You got to go show me, baby. And you're going to have opportunities. Number 13, I got UCLA. Their resume includes a ranked win against an LSU team that I had put in the top 10. All right. Chip Kelly knows how to run football. Dorian Thompson-Robinson was cooking that secondary. I like me some UCLA. I got a little bit more on them a little bit later on, and we gonna definitely get the gap. All right, at number 12, Clemson. Look, Clemson is 12 because I couldn't make them 11th. And if you not in on that joke ain't for you. But you ain't scoring no points with the offense. Save the 3. Yeah, 2 yards rushing. I don't care how good Georgia's defense is. You had 2 yards rushing. At one point, I looked down at that game and saw y'all had a negative number of rush yards, all right? Now, you might think that QB rush yards and like the sack yards going into rushing is like gorilla math or whatever, but so are tax brackets and student loan debt, and yet here we are. This is how we do it. When you rush for 300, we tell you rush for 300. This time you rushed for 2 and scored 3. You're lucky to still be here ranked, and you ain't got nobody left on your schedule. I don't want to hear it, okay? This was a play-in game for you in the college football playoff, far as I'm concerned, because there are going to be some undefeated teams there late. And if a one-loss Clemson team got in over an undefeated Cincinnati, we riot. Full stop. All right. At number 11, I got Texas A&M, ampersand U, put a shock into the Golden Flashes. But remember when I said that I had a lot of mo on Michigan State? I got a lot of mo on Michigan State. All right. So it's not just that Kenneth Walker III rushed for 264 yards in their opener against Northwestern. It's that he's Michigan State's leading rusher in 2020 already, because their leading rusher had 219 yards rushing all of last year. And they did it against a defending Big Ten West champion Northwestern. That impresses me. Mel Tucker cooking out there. And you know what? Mel Tucker knows how to go get the talent. Okay. He knows how to recruit the talent. He knows how to develop the talent. When Mel Tucker was at Ohio State, it's not just that he was secondary coach and they won national championships. It's not just that he was defensive coordinator and they were real good. It's that dude recruited and developed Dustin Fox at corner. Now, if you don't understand what I'm getting at there, go ahead and put Dustin Fox into the Googles. And if you still don't get it, then you still don't get it. But that's Mel Tucker out there doing it big. Stops at Georgia, stops at Colorado. Now he's back in the Big Ten where he knows what's up. And he's in the second toughest, maybe the toughest now, division in all of football. All right. At number 13. I have 13, 14, 13, 13. But we're going to get to UCLA in a second. I want to get to Kansas State. That's at 22. Yeah. Number 22, Kansas State. All right. I told you how much I like the short king. I told you how much I like Deuce Vaughn. It's that the man averaged 9.5 yards per rush, had 124 on the ground against Stanford at Jerry World. Okay. It's also that Kansas State didn't allow a Stanford score until there was 3:53 left to play in the game. They were shutting them out. All right. I don't care what you have to say about Stanford football. They know how to play ball control, offense and defense. And for Kansas State to show up and say, no, we know who we are. We got a quarterback that was around for the Obama administration. And we got the Dynamo Deuce in the backfield. I think that Kansas State can't wait to play Oklahoma again, because in the Chris Kleiman era, they are undefeated against Oklahoma, as loud as I'm going to say that. All right. At number 13, I've been charged up to talk about this. We got UCLA. Okay. It's not just that they got a ranked win against LSU. It's that UCLA whooped a ranked LSU team and then hit them up style with Lil L to get the gap. Now, for those of y'all that don't know that there are levels and layers to this, let me tell you, it's the sissy blue shirt. Okay. Like, the sissy blue shirt is what put it over the top for me. We got Ed Orgeron walking through, talking about bring you behind, only he didn't say behind, and the sissy blue shirt. Look at him, look at him. And then the UCLA players get the cat in the locker room. Shout out to Gemma Bordelon, because like, that's her, that's for y'all. It was at the White House dancing to get the gat, right? And you saw the lady jumping in front, when they was, with the guns up and whatnot. It's troll levels are over 9,000. And it's also Maryland in there, okay? Now, Maryland did not make my top 25 because, quite honestly, a 30-24 win against West Virginia ain't good enough. But this is, look at this. They put them on the cover. Certified loser boys. Yo, like old school me is going, ah! Like the social game of these college football programs is next level. Like they took the header down, but for a good 12 hours, UCLA had a header up that said, peep the header, and it was the sissy blue shirt. And then we get Maryland styling on the Mountaineers, talking about certified loser boy. I love that. I love that so much. All right. Now, I want to go through the rest of my top 10. And we're going to start at number 10, where I have Notre Dame. Okay. Notre Dame won in overtime at Doak Campbell, 41-38, but needed overtime to beat Florida State. Florida State team that I ranked at number 25 and that y'all told me wasn't no good. Okay. I submit to you, if Mike Norvell starts my man's Mackenzie Milton from the jump, they're up 14 and the game's over. Because I told y'all, Florida State is not only good, they're super talented. Did you see Jermaine Johnson coming off the edge? Did you see Andrew Parker outside? Did you see Jashawn Corbin just flying? Them boys is fast, super fast. Now, put the right quarterback in the driver's seat, man. Like, I tweeted this, and it's not disrespect, it's just the truth. You can't tell me that Mackenzie Milton lost a QB derby to Jordan Travis, especially after what we saw. All right? I don't know what it is, but put the dude in there that had a life or death situation, come back from it, and then goes 4 for 4 on a drive that you must have to put this game into overtime. Mackenzie Milton, man, this weekend was yours. And I love that so much, but it also, we got to talk about Notre Dame here in a little bit, okay? We got to talk a little bit more about Notre Dame. At number 9, I got Iowa. Its resume is a win against number 17, Indiana, where a defensive back by the name of Riley Moss, no relation, outscored Indiana 12-6 by himself, all right? That's not easy to do. And if you got a true scoring defense, I feel good about you because it looked like the Big Ten West in particular might have some defenses between themselves. Maybe in Minnesota doesn't play in Ohio State. We'll see, right? I really like what I saw from them. Tyler Goodson is still that dude, right? Spencer Petras is a threat to run. You're in a good spot here, man. I like Iowa. I like it a lot. And I think I like them. I think I like them against Iowa State, but we're going to see. They got a unanimous All-American running back at Iowa State. We're going to see. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. Number 8, I got Oregon. Okay. You got a nail-biting win against a good Fresno State team. It's still Fresno State. I love it. And if Fresno State would have pulled off the upset, that's my group of 5 darling. But they didn't. And you survived. You survived without a Kayvon Thibodeau, who is day-to-day, and we hope to see against Ohio State. But you got a big one, baby. You got to travel to Columbus. You got to travel to Columbus after they have not had football in the shoe for more than 650 days. It's going to be loud. It's going to be raucous. Joe Moorhead told Mario Cristobal, it's one of the most intimidating environments that I've ever had the privilege of coaching in. The shoe, going to bring it, and you better. Don't make me look bad, Ohio State fans. I gassed you up now. Go show out. Number 7, we got USC. It's a great win against a very good San Jose State team. Excuse me. Shout out Nick Starkle. USC is one of my dark horses to start the season. I love this roster that Clay Helton has put together. I like Keaton Slovis being back. I like that they fortified the defense. I like that they went into Texas and took out 4 dudes, Jake Smith, Keontae Ingram, Malcolm Epps, and Xavier Alford. Like, they're going to be all right. They're going to be pretty good. All right. At number 6, I got smoke for this. Texas. Texas fans, y'all don't know what to do with me right now, do you? I'm just going to bask in this because you're like, is RJ with us? Is RJ forget us? What? I thought RJ was running with the OU. I'm running with good football. Y'all play doggone good football. You got a ranked win against a defending Sun Belt Co-Conference champ, Louisiana, with 98% of the 2020 team intact. So you basically play the 2020 team. Texas fans, when you speak of me well. Now, don't go out there and lay that against Arkansas because you know Arkansas wants y'all in the worst way. They got to sell out, okay? They want you. They want all of you. They said, come on. You know, they got signs up say, bring us Texas. At number 5, I got Penn State. All right. Penn State was really, really impressive. They go from unranked for me to number 5 for what they did against Wisconsin. It's not that it was 0-0 into the middle of the third quarter. It's that Wisconsin might be the best defensive Penn State, or excuse me, best defense Penn State sees all year. And the defensive coordinator, Brent Pry, is dialed in with Ellis Brooks, who had 11 tackles and a sack before getting tossed on a bogus targeting penalty. Penn State could give Ohio State a run for its money later this season if it can find a way to score with the Buckeyes. And I say that because you'll see Jahan Dotson running wide open and free. Like, that man could have kept running. With Mike Yurcich calling plays and finding ways to get this man wide open, you can do these sorts of things. It's that Sean Clifford found himself and found big plays in the second half, right? That's the reason I think that they're in the right direction. You got Noah Kane, who is a lot of fun to watch. I think they're going to be in a position to make some noise here. But they got to keep it going. All right, now to the nitty gritty. My playoff teams today. Number 4, the team I picked to win the national championship, Oklahoma. And a bit of scoop here for you on the number 1 ranked show. Okay. Source told me center Andrew Raym tested positive for COVID. And in the lead up to Oklahoma's game against Tulane, passed his heart test on Monday, was in quarantine until Thursday, participated in just one practice before kickoff last Saturday, and he's full go this week. So you ought to see every bit of one of the most talented offensive linemen that Oklahoma's ever recruited. And they just put one of those dudes into the NFL. Andrew Raym is legging out triples at 280 pounds. Okay. That dude's next level. Other thing about this, right, that I want to get to is Ohio State in the mix here because they're at number 3. But I bring that up because I want to tie that into Oklahoma. Oklahoma survives 40-35 against Tulane. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. Okay. It's so bad a look that I feel like you're a little bit undisciplined and you got the cart ahead of the horse. It's not that Spencer Rattler was 30 or 39 for 300. It's that Spencer Rattler threw 2 picks, right? It's that Tulane is down 34-14 and Michael Pratt and them willed themselves back in this. And we're talking about a Friday Night Lights 1988 Permian Panthers versus Dallas Carter kind of finish because they just came up a yard short of being able to not close the game, win the game. That's tremendous to me. All right. Tulane has my whole heart. Them boys was displaced by a hurricane. They put install in Birmingham on Wednesday, traveled for a home game in Norman on Saturday, and played their hearts out. All respect to the Teal Splash. All respect to Michael Pratt and them. Because it showed up like they wanted every bit of Oklahoma, and Oklahoma showed up like they thought that they were going to, get this win they paid for, which again, we will get to. Number 3, Ohio State, as I mentioned. It's not that they were down 14-7 at half, though that's not a good look against Minnesota in Minneapolis. It's that when it clicked big. You got 14 freshmen, true freshmen that played in that game. You got 128 yards on the ground from the rise of the Mayan Empire, pork chop Mayan Williams. You got Travion Henderson, who I've been telling y'all is next, going for 70 yards. CJ Stroud finds himself, and in finding himself, Stroud was able to get touchdown passes to Olave and Wilson. And a note for you to hold on to: when Olave and Wilson score touchdowns, Ohio State is undefeated. They are 6-0. So Oregon, if you think you want to have a chance in this, keep Olave and Wilson out of the end zone. Maybe one, but not two. All right, the other part about this that I find interesting is, you see how we're saying that maybe Ohio State is not that good? You see how we're saying that maybe Oklahoma is not that good? This is the survive and advance part of the schedule. And I say that because in 2018, Syracuse nearly beat Clemson. Clemson comes back and wins it 27-23. Clemson runs the rest of the table undefeated and then hands Nick Saban the worst loss in his entire career, 44-16. We don't really know. We just know that they are super talented. And if Clemson could figure it out after just barely beating Syracuse 27-23, I think Ryan Day, Lincoln Riley, Ohio State, Oklahoma can figure it out after surviving in the case of Oklahoma and really finding themselves in the third quarter in the case of Ohio State. All right. At number 2, I got Georgia. Ray Charles is Georgia. Okay, run the doggone ball, Georgia. It's got a true scoring defense because the defense scored the only touchdown of the game. 10-3 win against the number 3 team in the country on a neutral site. Held Clemson to 2 rushing yards, 3 points, sacked Uwe Ungalale 7 times. Georgia putting out mixtapes like Joe Exotic because it's them that's the Tiger King now. Alabama is also prancing in weight like Carol Baskin in a flower crown. So don't, still got Alabama there, which is kind of the point that I want to raise here. Alabama's number 1, and it's not close. Like, if I could put spaces in between Alabama and the next 5 spots, I would. Monster win against ranked Miami, 44-13. I'm beginning to believe it wasn't Thanos, but Nick Saban who snapped his fingers and created this grateful universe after ragdolling the Avengers in a comeback bid that fell short. Get the TVA on that, okay? Kong, go figure that out for me, all right? Alabama is just, look, man, I was right to doubt him with all the turnover because we would doubt anybody. But Nick Saban is just on some, like, they're the only team that really, truly reloads. Because there's a bunch of dudes that I swear to you, the casual college football fan doesn't know by name who are out there styling on Miami, okay? Just styling on Miami with Ed Reed in attendance as chief of staff Manny Diaz. It's Alabama's world. We live in it for the time being, right? Maybe something happen, but for now, it's Alabama, okay? Hey, kinfolk, I appreciate you for watching. Subscribe here and ring the bell so you don't miss the latest upload to the channel. Also, be sure to watch more videos here, like FS1 Studio shows and the best from Fox Sports and Fox Sports Digital.